I was a little bit disappointed with the quiz results. You guys did good, but in general there was like a couple of test taking strategies that I wanted to go over. So I figured I was just gonna work out this quiz for you guys. Excuse the mess on my desk and excuse Susie's rear end. But yeah, so let's get started. First thing I wanted to start with again is just question number 1. It says lithium burns in air. Write the balanced equation. Now, we did this in the lab. Like, okay, we did it with magnesium, but still, that thing wasn't charged. Like, I simply have Li, okay, lithium. So I'm going to write lithium as a solid. And if he's a solid, what's his charge? Yeah, correct, nothing. And in air, remember, some of you guys still wrote O, or some of you wrote O with a negative charge. Oxygen exists as a diatomic element in nature, and he is a gas, right? So this here is lithium as a solid burning in air, right? And then what do I make? Now I know that this is a metal and this is a non-metal. Today we were reviewing how metals and non-metals make ionic compounds because oxygen, for example, has a high electron affinity and lithium has a low ionization energy. So it takes, like oxygen will release a good deal of energy by accepting electrons, and lithium, it doesn't take too much of an energy investment to pluck an electron away from him. So what I wind up with, lithium is group 1A, he's an alkali metal, so he will in a compound have a charge of +1, and oxygen in a compound has a charge of -2, and then I crisscross the charges. I put the 2 down here, the 1 here, I don't need to write it, and I wind up with Li2 sub 2O, right? Now, I have 2 lithiums on this side, right? So I'm going to just put, oh, and I have 2 oxygens. So I'm going to put a 2 here for 2 lithiums. Now, excuse me, for 2 oxygens, sorry. And now I have 4 lithiums total, so I'm going to put a 4 right here. I'm thinking as I write, it's not working. So your balanced equation should have been 4 lithium solid زائد 1 O2 molecule, a gas, it's a diatomic, تساوي 2 lithium oxides, Li2O, okay? Now, the thing is, again, I knew that lithium's charge in this ionic compound is +1 because he is a alkali cation, okay? Here, his oxidation number is 0. So for question B, how did lithium's oxidation state change? Well, he went from being a 0 to a +1. So if you wrote lithium was oxidized, lithium lost an electron, lithium's charge changed from 0 to +1, I accepted all of that. Okay, now, for question number 2, and this is where some of you guys started to think it was hard, but I'm going to just give you a trick to solving questions from now on so you don't say it's hard, all right? Here is, okay, I don't know if you can even see this, but the question says a solution of calcium hydroxide. Now, someone in class said, wait a minute, according to our book, all hydroxides are insoluble. This may have been my fault, but I think I mentioned in class that the solubility rules in our book, they're just like general like, they're generalities, okay? The real truth is, not all hydroxides are insoluble. As a matter of fact, calcium hydroxide, it's very slightly soluble. It can dissolve a little bit, okay? And for the alkaline earth metals, just in case anyone cares, as I go down the family alkaline earth metals, they become increasingly soluble. Like calcium is a little teeny tiny bit soluble. Anyway, so I don't care as a student. I really don't care. Before you assume that there's a mistake in the question, you literally say, listen, they are telling me that there is a solution of calcium hydroxide. خلاص معناتها أنا بكتب calcium hydroxide and it's aqueous. And it doesn't matter to me that the book says that all hydroxides are insoluble because, again, the book is just giving me general rules. And there are exceptions to these rules, okay? So أنا راح أكتب calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. Most of you guys wrote it correctly. And I'm going to write aqueous. And I'm not even going to think about it because they told me it was a solution. عرفتوا كيف؟ خلاص متى ما قالوا solution معناتها it's soluble. أنا ما بتفرق معي anything else, okay? Then it's added to a solution of magnesium chloride, okay? And magnesium chloride we know is soluble, so I'm going to write CaOH2 plus MgCl2, and that is also aqueous because these are solutions. Now, here's what I need to know. I need to know that this is a double displacement reaction, okay? So I'm going to wind up with calcium chloride CaCl2 زائد magnesium hydroxide. Okay, now here is where I care that I learned in my book as a general rule of thumb, magnesium hydroxide is insoluble. Okay, so I'm going to put calcium chloride as aqueous, and I'm going to put magnesium hydroxide as soluble. The truth of the matter is, if I am going to, like, if you really want to get into details, here, that's Susie's fur flying everywhere. Anyway, the details is here, as I go down the group, it becomes increasingly soluble. So magnesium is above calcium, okay? Magnesium is less soluble than calcium is. You don't need to know this though. Like, you really don't care as a student. All you care about is they're saying that there's a solution of calcium hydroxide. حلو, so you put aqueous. صح ولا غلط? Then when you make the product, according to everything that you know, magnesium hydroxide is not soluble, so you put solid. And that's the truth. Okay, that's how I get the right answer. Don't question the book, write what they give you, and then just use the rules that you know to continue along as you go, and you should wind up with the right answer. So the truth of the matter is the calciums are going to dissolve here on both sides, calcium hydroxide and calcium chloride. The calciums will be ions in solution. They'll be +2 ions. And then what else will be a +2 ion? It'll be the chlorides. So I have Cl2, Cl2. So if they ask, the question just asked for the spectator ions. My spectator ions, I'm going to have 2 moles of chloride and 1 mole of calcium ions. Those are the spectator ions. So some of you guys were kind of complicating it a little bit too much. I want to go through the rest of the quiz, but I have this bad feeling that the video is going to end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and we're going to see, we'll see if I can make another video, okay? All right, bye.